You see this smile? It's chilly this morning. It's not 100 degrees. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It was raining in Ball Ground. Got Talking Rock. Wasn't raining. Don't know if it's rained up here or not. But the temperature on my car said 69 degrees. That is like a little bit of happiness. So yay. So looking forward to fall, and I can't wait to invite y'all down to Ball Ground, to Ellijay, to Jasper, to Talking Rock. All the festivals are going to be starting. We want you to get out and explore these mountains. Just go everywhere you can think of and hit these little towns and learn a little bit about why we love this country living. Let's talk about country living, because tonight at midnight, the UAW, the United Auto Workers, may possibly strike. If they do, it will be the first strike for Ford since 1978. I hope that they can come to terms. I hope that they can work this out. But if they can't, they can't. I don't know what's going to happen. I can tell you I learned a little bit about the unions and the companies they represent because I worked for a law firm in downtown Atlanta, and we represented the companies. And often it was a bitter battle, and we saw that up in the Copper Basin. There were bitter battles going on there. But we hope that everybody comes out and benefits from this, and that America doesn't have an issue, because the last thing we need is to jerk more jobs out of the economy. So let's hope that they can come to terms, hope that everybody is reasonable, and that they don't stop producing Ford, Chevys, Jeeps, Dodge, all the Chrysler products. Don't stop doing that. Do what you do. You build amazing cars, and keep doing it here on U.S. soil, and let's stay at work, UAW. Let's hope that they come to terms. I certainly hope that they do. Today's program is entitled Looking Back and Moving Forward, and we are looking back and we are moving forward. We're moving forward because today you're going to get to see Matt Deibler and his new, when the inspirations changed drastically, and Matt was no longer there, and Melton was no longer there. Matt and Melton had been friends for years and years and years. They formed a group called Resurrection, and because they had the ability to do the music that they did with the inspirations, they're now traveling doing that. And today you get to see a little bit of that. So we're looking back and we're moving forward. And Resurrection does a lot of concert dates. They love being out there doing the songs that they've always done. And today you get just a little bit of that. You also get weekly, I do a little tiny article for the paper, and I do a recipe a week. And today, when you get your progress, it will have sweet tart dessert on it. Well, I decided the best way to teach you some of these recipes is to show you some of the old Heart of the Homes. So today, I've pulled a bunch of the Heart of the Homes, and they are many of the same products that have been in the progress. So if you get your newspaper and you cut out your little article, you have the recipe. You watch the video, then you see the process and how I do these crazy things I do. Sometimes I dream up stuff in the kitchen, and bread pudding is one of those things. My bread pudding changes with the wind. It just changes however I want to do it. Whatever's in season, whatever is tasty, whatever is on my mind, that's what you get in bread pudding. And so I've pulled that recipe to use. I change it all the time because I change it according to what kind of mood I'm in. And you just never can tell about my mood. Sometimes, I might do a bread pudding with tacos and spicy stuff, because sometimes I get a little hot and a little spicy, because I do like spicy stuff. But bread pudding is a great way to use your leftover breads, bagels, even donuts. If you have leftover donuts, chop them up into little pieces and do that. It's really good, and especially on cool mornings. Did you hear that word, y'all? Cool mornings. Yay! Okay, the saying for today comes out of this book that Dawn got me, and it says, "The past, it is history. Make the present good, and the past will take care of itself." Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? I think it does. So just make sure that today, tomorrow, and the rest of your life is good, and the past will take care of itself. So there you go. Speaking of the present and the future, in the very, very near future, we're going to be building some beautiful, beautiful homes in downtown Ball Ground. We are so exciting. Just getting ready to do the signage, the new logos. It's going to be amazing, walking distance to downtown. So if you're new to our area, if you're watching us on YouTube, If you're looking to move to North Georgia, we have a development that is going to be amazing. It is a gated community, walking distance to downtown Ball Ground, and we can't wait to share all that with you. Today, we're going to share cooking. We're going to share some music. We're going to share some memories. And one of the things we're going to share is my daughter Angela and I doing a chicken recipe that her mother-in-law did. And then Angela made it, and we all just fell in love with it. It's so, so good. Now, everybody knows that Angela's not with us anymore, but her beautiful Victoria is. And Victoria doesn't have children yet because Victoria has decided to follow that career path, and she is career driven. But she loves animals, and I have to share my grand dog with y'all. This is the funniest dog that ever lived. He thinks he's a little boy, and maybe it's because they don't have any kids, and this is Tori's dad's dog. He sits on the sofa like people. He literally sits on the sofa like people, and he acts like he knows what you're talking about. His name is Dexter, and he is hysterical. He is a German something, something, something. I can't remember what he is, but he is so funny. He is so loving. He's a big old clumsy, huge, huge dog. But Tori has always been into animals, and her dad's always been into animals. And when they lost Motley, they had to replace him. So her dad comes in with this dog that is, honestly, he has huge long legs. That is Dexter. And he sits on the sofa like a person. He thinks he's a person. He doesn't know he's just a dog. He is so funny, and he is so full of personality. And it's amazing to me. In Tori's lifetime, she's had 3 dogs, and one was let's see, what was she? She was a Dalmatian. And oh my gosh, when she died, I thought Tori would have a nervous breakdown. And then Motley was her dog that went to college with her. And Motley was like the sweetest dog in the world, and got a brain tumor and died suddenly, and it was so sad. And then Dexter is a replacement, and Dexter is really funny. He is a hoot. So if you see some long-legged, funny dog walking around Bethany Manor down in Jasper, that's our Dexter. So there you go. Today we are going to look back, and we are going to look ahead. We're going to look ahead to what Matt is doing. He's preaching full-time, and he and Melton, and who is with him now? Since his son-in-law, they're going to be moving overseas because he's going to be doing minister. He's going to be doing all kinds of traveling and preaching over in, I think they're going to maybe Sweden or somewhere like that. He is going to be gone, so they have Mark Clark who stepped in, and it's going to be Resurrection. They will be singing, and you need to check out their website or go to their Facebook page and see when you can see Matt and Melton and Mark singing. So we're going to share a little bit of that with y'all today. We're going to share a whole bunch of recipes, and don't forget the Pickens Progress comes out on Wednesday. You can buy it downtown Jasper, or you can subscribe to it. And every week I do a recipe. I try to base it kind of on the season and what's happening. Is it hot weather? Is it cold weather? Is it something you want to share with neighbors? Is it that time of year that you're going to your Sunday socials and you need a big recipe? So that's kind of how I choose the recipes. But it's a good idea to cut out that recipe and then watch the video that I do. And sometimes my recipes, I doctor them just a little bit, because sometimes I use my mama's meatloaf recipe. Sometimes I use Mama Lucy's recipe. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. So you'll get a variety. Right now, you're going to get some great music from Matt and Melton and Mark Clark. Here we go.
I'm so happy as I travel on the right road to glory land, and I'm living so my life for Jesus Christ. I'm rejoicing as I'm singing, traveling with that angel band. There's no sorrow in my heart, for Jesus mine. Shouting and praising, voices are raising, all is glory divine. Go to glory, telling the story, Jesus is mine. Heaven for heaven, sins of forgiven, how I reach there's such gladness for sadness, glory like a golden light shine. Singing and shouting, for doubting, love is so divine. March with the wind and sadness, sadness. Let's get glory, let's shine. Singing, shouting, doubting. Love is so divine. Marching with the sinner, Jesus in He must never lie. I have been given treasures in heaven. I shall not repine. Going and going, Jesus is mine.
Yay, love to see them together. They're doing that great music that they've always done for over 25 years. Can you imagine? They did it with the Inspirations, and now they're just out doing their thing as good friends and enjoying time together and loving it. Now today, I want you to go out and I want you to fill your gas tank up today because Governor Brian Kemp lifted the state tax on gas today. So if you looked yesterday, and gas was $3.46 to $3.49 all over this area, and you look today, it was $3.28 as I came up through Jasper. I didn't notice what it was here in Ellijay, and I haven't been to Blue Ridge yet, but I can tell you it makes a difference. I had been buying $25 worth at a time. I refused to fill up while the prices are outrageous and gouging us and driving me crazy. So I would just buy a little bit and do what I had to do and then go back to the house and sit there and pout. So now that tax has been taken off, take advantage of it. Get out today, fill your car up. It's going to save you a little bit of money. So do that, and I guess you can thank our governor for that. I'll tell you something we need to thank the government for. The government needs to hire a lot more people because they are getting so far behind in delivering food stamp, I think they call it EBT card or SNAP card or something like that, to so many people. I've heard, I think people think I can solve every problem in the world, and I wish I could, and they'll call me and say, hey, can you do anything about this? Do you know anybody who does this? When Speaker of the House David Ralston was alive, there were so many times I would get calls and they'd say, you know him, will you call him and tell him we need help with this and this and this? I don't have him to reach out to now, but I have called the governor's office because there are many people who are saying they haven't had their food stamps, their cards filled in over 5 months. If you're a single mom, you're going to school, you're trying to do the best you can, and you can't get help and you're not getting your EBT card filled, that's really tough. And I've heard from so many people who said, what is going on with the government? I'm sorry, I don't know. I wish I did. But pick up the phone and call, and I know a lot of the offices haven't been open because they are understaffed. If you're looking for a job, it looks to me like that would be a good place to go to work because it's a government job and you're guaranteed a paycheck, so check into that. If you have an education that would put you in that circumstance and you're eligible, apply for a job with the state because they said they are grossly understaffed, and that's very scary because a lot of people depend on that EBT card to put food on the table for their children. So, all right, years and years ago, it's hard to believe how long it's been. Rhonda Thomas called me and said, hey, I want you to come and do a cooking show. I said, okay. So Hans Ruffert and I both did a cooking show with Rhonda up in Blue Ridge years ago, almost 20 years ago, y'all. And then Lynn Weaver New called me and said, hey, I want you to do an open house with me. And I said, okay. So I did 2 programs with her. And then Lori Tipton came to visit me and she said, hey, I want you to do a cooking segment with me. And I said, I don't have time. And she said, make time. And I did. And the rest is history. I've been doing television since then. It was crazy. It started out as an invite, and then it all actually started with an article in the Pickens County Progress about the house we were restoring out at Hill City. And boy, is that a whole story in itself. And I would love to do a book about that house. It was such a cool project and a great house. And I think about how that kind of started me where I am today, because had I not been involved in that and not known the importance of saving something that meant so much to my late husband, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So you always have somebody you can look back and say, that wouldn't have happened if. So if, those are big ifs in your life. Right now, every single day, I meet amazing people who walk into our real estate office down in Ball Ground. I meet newcomers. I meet old-timers who are deciding to downsize and to leave, possibly go into assisted living, things like that. You meet some amazing people doing what I do, whether it be television or real estate. I've been very, very blessed. But many, many years ago, I got this card from a precious lady in Atlanta. Her name was Catherine Land. And the last time I heard from Miss Land was in 2012. She was 83, I believe, then. And she had done a contest. We were on at WATC in Atlanta, and Miss Land had won a rocking chair that we gave away. And I had somebody go deliver it to her house out in Douglasville, and she was so excited, and she wrote me a card and told me she'd been sitting in the rocking chair. Her husband had died 2 years ago, and that she was very lonely, and that it helped to just bring, she would sit and rock and watch TV, and it helped her to get through the days. So it was really, really sweet. And she wrote the sweetest card, but she was 83 then. I don't know if she's even still alive, but she had said, "You're not on my channel anymore." Well, when I left Atlanta and came back up here, we didn't do what she needed on TV, so she didn't get to see us. But now, when we come off the air here, we post everything on YouTube. And that means that worldwide, we are opening the door to Ellijay. So this week, I got a call from Wisconsin. This week, I got a call from New Jersey. I got a call from Texas. We get calls from everywhere. And people are saying, "We love what we see, and we love the kind of lifestyle y'all talk about." That's what's so great about what we do. We're in Ellijay, Georgia, and we can tell you what that homemade apple pie tastes like, but you can come down here and find out for yourself. So I think that the combination of doing the newspaper, doing YouTube, and doing ETC brings a total blend of the world is at our feet now. You know, everybody in the world watches YouTube, and I've had so many calls from different places, and I'm like, wow, that is so strange. And it was whether it was a certain recipe or something we put on about a house or some property we were showing. It's amazing. So the world has come together from electronics. And I'm lucky enough to have some of the old footage. And it looks pretty rough. Our lighting wasn't great and things weren't perfect. But well, and often with live TV, it's hard to get perfect. But today you're going to get to go back with us. We're going to go back to a Donna Fargo interview. We're going to go back to a Wanda Jackson. But we're going to share some of my favorite recipes with you. And I can tell you the lighting at Harris Farm was not good. It was not good. But we learned as we went along, and I'm so forever grateful to Lori Tipton for walking into my office that day and saying, "Hey, I want to talk to you." And the rest is history. So we're going to go. We're going to do some recipes. We're going to also do one little short thing that I did down at WATC in Atlanta. And I hope that all of these are going to be a blessing to you. Many of the people that you will see today are no longer with us. They've gone on to be with the Lord. But what an amazing thing to be able to share and to remember and to say, yeah, I remember every moment of that. So here we go.
Hi, I'm Cherie Martin. I'm still in Pigeon Forge. I'm still smiling, and my guest Melton Campbell is back with me tonight, and we're going to share a sweet tart recipe. This didn't have a name when we got here, and we gave it one, didn't we? I'm sweet, you're tart. Here we go. The ingredients for this recipe are 2 packs of crescent rolls, 3 Granny Smith apples, cinnamon and sugar to taste, butter, cream cheese, and we're using the whipped cream cheese, and canned vanilla icing. Simple, simple, easy to assemble. Now Melton has already peeled the apples for me, and you're going to be grating these, and you grate them very fine because this doesn't have much time to cook before the crust is done. So we want the apples fine. Right. And you're going to grate those without cutting yourself on the grater?
I'll do my
Is that
best.
the deal? Okay, there we go.
No blood flying.
No. No injuries. We are grating this fine because this does cook quick. The crescent rolls cook fast. We're going to cook them at 340, so they do cook fast, and it just gives the cream cheese and the apples time to blend. And it's a little bit crunchy when it comes out. They're not always cooked together. It's just a little bit crunchy.
I can see where you could take a finger.
You
right
could,
there.
absolutely. You have to be careful with this. I've had this grater a long time and I use it pretty often, but you do have to be careful. We're going to create our bottom crust by just using a can of crescent rolls. And I said, I believe I've made this thing so many ways we could enter a Pillsbury cook-off. This is a great way to use crescent rolls. You just roll them out and create your crust. You mash the seams together so that it doesn't split while it's cooking. And we're just going to cover this in cream cheese, and you're going to sprinkle it with the apples that you've already done. And I'm going to put the cinnamon and sugar. Remember, I'm the sweet part of this recipe, and you're the tart. That's right. That's right. This could stand to be a little bit softer. I should have gotten it out of the fridge a little bit sooner. But it's going to be just fine. And I promise this will be hot and bubbly quickly. That's the thing. That's why we had to get the recipe for the apples. Has to be the consistency you need. Now, go ahead and sprinkle some apples on top of this. I'm going to dollop a little bit of butter on there with your apples. Not very much, because we don't need much butter. We've got the cream cheese. Looks good. Now, cinnamon and sugar.
There's the sweet.
There's the sweet. Here's the sweet.
Oh, wait a minute.
There's the sweet. Okay, cinnamon and sugar to taste. We're going to put a topping on there. You create your top crust. And this is so good and so simple. Okay, we're going to stick this in the oven at 340 for about 12 minutes. There you go. There's your job. Hot out of the oven, smells great. We're going to add a little icing to this, and we've been joined by Levi Campbell, Melton's son, who's going to sample this for us.
Oh, he likes to
Wow, that smells so good,
Boy,
doesn't
that
it, Levi?
smells
Oh, that smells good.
All right, now we're going to cut this with a pizza cutter. I found doing this, I cut it in little squares. And to be quite honest with you, serve it several times a week, take it to the office. But remember, we're traveling. And this was such an easy recipe. You can travel with these ingredients. We always bring a cooler. We always buy what's on sale. And try not to eat out much. We just kind of cook us a little something here in the cabin. And this, does that look good? Time to take a bite. See if you like this. Quick and easy. Good? Very good. Levi says it's a winner. We'll be back, guys. Welcome to Harris Farm, where we have been serving up wonderful homemade dishes since 1860. Now, I haven't been around since 1860, but I have been around for quite a few years. And today, I would love to welcome my cousin, Von Seal Moser, who has been making wonderful coconut cakes for our family for many, many years. Today, we're going to share our Grandma Dobbs recipe with you, which is a homemade cake with these ingredients. And today we're going to share Von Seal's secret recipe, which happens to be very simple and is a great way for today's busy homemaker to make a wonderful dish that she could give as a gift or take to a birthday party. And her secret is frozen coconut, the same secret that Grandma Dobbs used. So we would love to share this cake with you. And now I'd like for my guest, Von Seal Moser, to explain her wonderful cake recipe to you. Simple, wonderful, and everyone will love it.
Thank you, Cherie. I just make it by the box recipe on the back and cook it. I'll take a serrated knife, slice it lengthwise, make 4 layers instead of 2. And then the frosting is 12 ounces of Cool Whip, 12 ounces of coconut, 8 ounces of sour cream, and a 1.5 cups of sugar.
Okay, the ingredients for our super fast, great cake are 1 box of white cake mix. Cook according to the directions on the box. Simple, simple. Your frosting, the secret to this recipe. 16 ounces of Cool Whip thawed. 16 ounces of frozen coconut. Remember, only use frozen coconut. 8 ounces of sour cream and 1.5 cups of sugar. Now, the secret to this is mix the sour cream, mix the sugar, and mix the Cool Whip. But mix it for about 5 minutes until the sugar is completely dissolved and completely smooth. And then you layer the coconut in with the frosting, and there's your end result. And I promise you, you can take it to your mother-in-law, and she will not know that you didn't work all day long to make this cake. Granny's recipe was wonderful, but this one, easy, simple, and in half the time, with half the ingredients. And we'd love for you to share the cake with us now. The best part of this show is sharing this wonderful cake with our friends, and we are going to slice and celebrate. This cake really brings a reason to celebrate. Bring in your friends, bring in your neighbors, and watch them smile. Now you see the 4 layers? This is a very simple way to make lots of folks happy. I think it's time for me to sample this cake. What do y'all think? Wonderful as always. Absolutely wonderful. Light and fresh, and nobody knows it's not homemade. Hi folks, welcome back to Harris Farm. Well, today we're going to have a lesson in saving. My grandmother had a saying, waste not, want not. Today we're going to waste not some leftover bread. We're going to make a great bread pudding. We're going to use Italian bread, leftover from Friday night's dinner, a couple of slices of wheat bread, and a couple of slices of white bread. And in just a short time, we're going to make something simple, inexpensive, and using leftovers. We're going to take 3 eggs. We did 1 can of carnation milk, 3 eggs, and we're going to mix those up just a little bit. Make sure you blend the eggs good. Now we're going to add some sugar, and you guys know my recipes well enough to know now I don't measure much. But I'm going to show you. We're going to use a small cup, and I'm going to put about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And we are going to add a little vanilla flavoring and a little bit of cinnamon. And today I'm going to use some chocolate syrup and some butterscotch syrup. I'm going to set this aside while I get the bread ready. We're going to cube it. Now we're going to add the bread cubes to the egg batter. And then I'm going to cut up a couple of slices of wheat bread. Now we're going to let this soak up, and then we are going to add a secret recipe. This is Savannah almond mix. This comes from a company in Savannah, Georgia that makes almond, praline, cinnamon, all kinds of different flavors, and specialty shops all around the area sell this. I use it in my coffee too, which is just a great idea in coffee. And we just keep stirring this up. And then we are going to add some butter and a little bit of butterscotch and a little bit of chocolate syrup. And then we will bake it at 325 for about 35 to 45 minutes. I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon. We are going to add some butterscotch. Now, again, using leftovers. Then after it cooks, we're going to actually just put the chocolate on top of it and glaze it with it. Simple recipe: bread, canned milk, 3 eggs, sugar, a little bit of the almond mix, and if you don't have a store that has Savannah cinnamon, use some almond flavoring and make yourself a simple syrup. You could do that. Now we're going to add butter, and we all know I use real butter. Easy, simple bread pudding. We're going to bake it for about 325, and when we take it out of the oven, great with a nice cup of coffee on a cold winter day. Thank you for stopping. Hi folks, I'm Cherie Martin. Tonight on Heart of the Home, my daughter Angela is visiting my new kitchen, and this will be our first time cooking here together. We're going to tell you a secret. We don't know how to operate this new stove, and it took us 30 minutes to figure out how to turn one on, but we're going to prepare a meal. She's prepared this for me many times. It was a good friend's recipe. Absolutely love it, but I didn't know how simple it was. So this week we talked about it, and she said, Mom, I can do that in 3 minutes, so we're going to do it, and you will love this one. And it's a company's coming recipe, or feed it to your family and make it simple. You will love this one. Angela, tell them the ingredients.
The ingredients are, you want boneless chicken breast, you want chopped spinach, frozen packages are fine, cream cheese, you want 2 packages of those, then you want 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, you want 1 beef bouillon cube, some minced garlic, salt and pepper, garlic salt, and a little EVOO. And that's it. You're ready to go.
Well, Angela, we've got the cubed chicken. Let's put it on. Let's cook my chicken up what, 5 minutes? And yours will cook 7 minutes
Breast,
maybe?
I take the whole breast and then I cut it in half with just my kitchen scissors. And while I got my chicken going in my EVO oil, little garlic, salt and pepper, then I also put my water on the boil, drop my 2 big cubes of frozen chopped spinach in there. I don't usually go by the directions. I just stir it up, and I've also got my beef bouillon cube in there. Stir it until it breaks apart and looks done. It's common sense. Just give it a little stir. When the pieces come apart, it's ready to go. Then you've got to drain that spinach really well to get all your water out.
So you use a colander.
Use a colander, press it out with a spoon, make sure we get it completely dry, because we're going to be adding cheese to that. And we don't want a watery mix. We want it real cheesy.
Angela, you got your spinach drained good. That looks great. Now you're going to add the cream cheese.
We're going to add 2 blocks of the
2 blocks of cream cheese. And we're going to add the cheddar cheese.
2 cups.
2 cups of cheddar cheese. We're bringing the spinach and the cheese. We're just warming it up a little bit. Going to dissolve everything together, and then we're going to add this wonderful hot chicken to it. Just work the cheese until everything is melted down. And these flavors together are absolutely incredible. This is simple, and I think it's going to impress people. What do you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now what we're doing, we're putting the biggest half of the breast down, and we're just going to pack it with the filling, which is our spinach and cheese. Then we're going to put the small part of the breast on top. We're going to put some more of the spinach and cheese, just a little bit this time. Kind of mash it out. Then we're going to cover it with some shredded.
Wow.
Then we're going to pop this in the oven, let this cheese melt, and then serve it up.
In the oven for what, 5 to 7 minutes?
Sure.
There you go.
We're going to take our little chicken bites for our family dish. We're just going to slightly drain them off a little bit, and we're going to throw them into our other spinach and cheese mixture.
Oh, it smells so good.
And this is the easy part. We're just going to mix all this together, throw it in a casserole dish.
I am so impressed. This was so simple. It smells delicious, and I know from past experience it tastes delicious. And thanks for sharing this wonderful recipe. It was a simple one, and it was an elegant one. Tune in again next week, Heart of the Home, and we'll see you then.
It is a sunny Sunday in the South. It is also a windy sunny in the South. Do you see my hair? It looks like I've been blown out of a helicopter, and I wasn't. I don't get in helicopters. I'm terrified of helicopters, but I will get in a kitchen. So if you will invite me to your kitchen, I will come and I will teach you and all your friends to make my world famous peach cobbler. Simple, southern, and scrumptious. You know what? I've been making this stuff. I did the math a while ago. I was good at math, not good at biology. I was good at math. I've been doing this for 52 years, y'all. I don't look a day over 59, do I? Tell me I don't. Tell me I don't. 52 years I've been making this cobbler. I can't believe it. It seems like yesterday when I started doing this. I've shared this recipe with so many people, and everybody says, mine didn't turn out like yours. How much milk was I supposed to put in it? No milk. No milk. Peaches, brown sugar, a little bit of hot water. But that's the peach part of it. The crust. Butter. See that butter? That's a stick of butter. A stick of butter. We're going to melt this in the microwave. And what button do we push on the microwave? Popcorn, because I can't see the buttons because I'm getting older than 59, we'll just say. Now I go right here, and I go right here, and then I go right here. Uh-oh, did I goof? Okay, oh, there I go. Now, I did it. I did it. I did it. I can do the microwave, y'all. Oh my gosh, my teachers will be so proud of me. I've been out of school 100 years, y'all, but I love teaching people simple, southern, scrumptious recipes, and this one is one of the best. And it starts with, you see this? I'm an Ingles girl. I just got back from Ingles where I went to buy vanilla ice cream, 2 different kinds. Why did I get 2 different kinds? Vicki, tell them.
Because it was on sale.
It was on sale. 2 brands are on sale, so we got Breyers and we got Pet. Yay, I love it. These peaches, this is how you do it. Everybody always asks me, how do you find peaches, fresh peaches year-round? Because you always make cobblers. I've never used a fresh peach in my life, and nor am I going to start now, because you can depend on this canned stuff. But you have to know my magic trick. And the trick is, you see that brown sugar in that can? You put some brown sugar in the bottom of your can and you fill it 2/3 of the way full of hot water. You stir it up and you pour it in the peaches. Now, because we've already done that step, we're gonna do something else with this brown sugar today. Because about a week ago, I was in a mood to make cobblers for friends, and I started making them, and I had no white sugar, and I thought, oh no, I can't do this. I see that. It's gonna be okay.
You want to check them?
Yeah, let's check them. Look at that. How beautiful that is. Oh my goodness, y'all, look. Looky. And when I made these with brown sugar, everybody loved them. And I thought, see, I told y'all a recipe is only a beginning. You begin with what you think goes in it, and then you improvise. And I was out of white sugar, so I did it. Now, here we go. We've got, this is the magic ingredient for our crust. You see that? That is Land O'Lakes butter. We're using Land O'Lakes butter because, you see this? We support American farmers. We support American farmers, American dairymen, American everything. Because why? We're what?
Americans.
American. Imagine that. We also support anybody who is trying to raise a family and go to the grocery store. I just came back from the grocery store and these 2 little bitty bags were right at $60. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? But anyway, support American farmers, and you can do it when you shop Land O'Lakes. So do that. Now, y'all, I've told you. I've done 4 cookbooks. I do not measure. You see this? There's some flour. Now, here's some sugar. I always tell people, eyeball it. Okay. It looks like it's the same amount of sugar, same amount of flour, and the ingredients have to come out like thick creamed potatoes. So, Vicki, what does that need? It needs more flour. And then what will it need? More sugar. More sugar. You know, speaking of sugar, would you love to have had some Elvis Presley sugar? Yes, I would have. I love guys with black curly hair and blue eyes, and this was one. Today is my Elvis day.
Well, you know,
Today's
he's dead too.
He's dead too. Every man, all the men in my life, all those good men are dead. Oh my gosh, I don't know if that's a sign or not. But when we look back at our life and we think about the kitchens and the memories, we're approaching Mother's Day. I couldn't do what I do with my precious granny, my precious aunts, my precious mama. Everybody taught me a little something to do in the kitchen. And you know what they said? Every one of them said, keep it simple. Keep it simple, keep it southern, and keep it scrumptious. So we do. Now look at the texture of this. Now this is perfect for your crust. And we've just shown you the crust as it is in the oven. This cobbler is for my bestie because she's earned it. And so she gets this cobbler, and I'm going to tell you a little trick. If you decide not to eat the whole thing tonight, if you decide not to eat the whole thing tonight, you can freeze it. But y'all, it is a crime to ever serve my cobbler cold. If I ever hear tell of y'all serving my cobbler cold, I will hunt you down and I will choke you out. Always serve it hot and always serve it with ice cream. And you can use whatever brand's on sale, you know, whatever you like. But this is truly peaches, canned peaches, brown sugar, canned peaches, brown sugar. That's what goes in with the peaches. Never buy fresh peach. You can't get good fresh peaches. Always get these good canned ones and use them, y'all. Use them. Nobody will ever know the difference. Should we tell them the story about that 400-person cobblers I made for church? The preacher called and he said, we're having a little benefit at church. Could you make peach cobbler? I said, yes, Matthew, I can make peach cobbler. 2 days later, he calls back and he said, well, what do you need to make cobblers? I said, well, how many are we cooking for? He said, 400. I said, do what? And we did it. We raised a lot of money, and one gentleman, and to this day, I would love to hunt him down and hug him, gave us a $1,000 donation. He had 2 big bowls of cobbler, a $1,000 donation. So If you have a church social going on, if you want to do a fundraiser, my recipe is tried and true. It is so simple, it is so easy, and it is something that you can gather your friends together and y'all can do a fundraiser too. It made a lot of money for the church, and it made a lot of smiles on a lot of folks' faces. So we're going to take these out of the oven in just a minute. You want to get another close-up of that? Now looky here, guys. Looky, looky, looky. The only thing missing is the vanilla ice cream. These will be browned in just about 5 or 6 minutes, and some of these are going to neighbors, and some of these are going to Billy's right here. So don't forget, share with your neighbors. Do something nice for somebody else. It'll come back to you 10,000 times. But if you're evil and conniving and contrary, that'll come back to you too. So you better be careful. Take care of y'all and have a great, great day. Bye.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time, and delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
The mountains are calling, and they're closer than you think. Farmers Crossing in Ball Ground offers creekside lots with homes beginning in the 400s. Walking distance to downtown shopping, dining, tennis courts, Calvin Farmer Park, and local events. It also includes a beautiful hike to Long Swamp Creek. Leave the car and the worries behind. Move in by fall 2023. Call Cherie Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Georgia Medical Treatment Center now has 2 locations to bring you the high-quality holistic care you've come to know and expect. We treat neck, back, and joint pain with chiropractic care and injection-based treatment without the need for surgery or prescription painkillers. Our medical weight loss program can also provide relief while ridding your body of toxins, pounds, and inches while improving your overall health. Call today for a free consultation, 770-345-2000, or go online to georgiamtc.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
The ETC Game of the Week is back again this football season. Watch your local teams go head-to-head each week, only on ETC TV3.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Played the music at home. He's the one that taught me to play a guitar, put one in my hand.
A pink guitar. A pink guitar. I saw your pink guitar. It's gorgeous.
Well, it's the first pink one I've had, but isn't it pretty?
Love it. I love it. Pink is my color.
Okay, mine too. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So, but this guitar is a Daisy Rock, and it's designed by a woman in Hollywood and manufactured there, but it's meant for girls to play.
Good for you.
It's a little shorter and lighter, and the pretty colors. You can get any color. And I chose the pink, so.
Speaking of Hollywood, I heard a tiny rumor that you've just become a movie star. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that now?
My old age.
I compared you to Elizabeth Taylor, and I said, you're just as gorgeous as Elizabeth Taylor. Tell me what it's like at your age to step into a movie set.
Well, it was exciting, and I had a very good time. And I wasn't nervous because all I was doing was portraying myself, you know, so, because I've never acted since high school. So I just had fun, and my husband put together for me one of my really good bands from California in that area, and it was filmed in Carefree, Arizona. And I love Arizona, so I was happy as could be.
Tell me a little bit, what's the name of the movie?
It will be called The Queens of Country.
Okay.
And it's an unusual little story. So
when will it be released?
That I don't know.
But we want people to look for Miss Wanda Jackson in The Queens of Country. Now, who else is in that movie? Anybody else we might recognize?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, we'll recognize you. I've been playing trivia on my show with your songs about you and questions about you for the last couple of weeks.
Really?
And it amazes me at the people who remembered certain songs. Right or Wrong was one of those that everybody could relate to. Now, tell me what, out of every song you've ever done, what is your favorite? Right or Wrong's my favorite. What's yours?
It's kind of my favorite also.
Something about it.
Just because I never get tired singing it. And I kind of love to see what it will do for an audience.
Oh, it's awesome.
You know, we take them from up on a rock and roll and take it down to Right or Wrong, and you just see them mellow out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of them have to snuggle up to their sweetheart, and you see some real sweet moments.
Well, it is an amazing song. Have you written any songs?
I wrote Right or Wrong.
You did? Okay.
And I wrote quite a few of my rock and roll songs as well as my gospel.
Okay.
My signature song in gospel music is one called Jesus Put a Yodel in My Soul.
Wow.
And I wrote that one. So.
Now, where can people find your music? Are you available at major chains, or do they have to go to wandajackson.com?
I guess that's the safest way. We don't have everything available, but we try to keep a good variety, and our website is a great website. And if
I've been to it often.
Have you?
I have, yes.
And so we've got everything that's available through our office. Now this new song, my single that Jack White, has produced, it's on a 45, believe it or not, vinyl.
45?
45.
Oh, wow. Back in my day.
Yes,
Yay.
mine too.
Yeah.
I'm glad I kept my turntable, aren't you?
Yeah.
And also, it's on iTunes. You can download it there.
Now, Brentwood, Tennessee in the winter. Cold, a little dreary looking, and absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Just like, let's see, America. Is America beautiful today, Donna?
Absolutely.
You have written a song called We Can Do Better in America. It kind of talks about the negative things, but today, are we on a positive roll? Is America in better shape than many people think?
I hope so.
I think so.
I hope so, yeah.
I think so. I know that the election was very important to you, and when you wrote this song, was it in the summer? When did you write this?
What year is this? 2008.
2008.
Let's see. I wrote it this year. Yeah. I mean, I probably started.
Gas prices were high.
Oh, absolutely.
People weren't traveling.
Right.
Worried about the election.
Right.
The election's over. Gas prices are down. Let's get back to a positive America. Don't you think it's important that people look now and say, let's move forward? whatever you feel, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter.
Right.
It's over. It's a done deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's work together.
Absolutely.
Is that important to you?
It's very important. And we absolutely have to change our direction because we're going to lose our country if we don't. And I just hope that the people that, get into this administration, that they really are truthful and mean what they say and that kind of stuff. And they need to put Americans first. I mean, it's been a while since our government's put us truly first, And I think it's our country, and we can't lose it. We've got to let our voices be heard and be positive and just do the best we can. It bothers me. You know what really bothers me is the food. I don't think our food is safe. It doesn't even taste good anymore. We get it from all these other countries. I just want us to grow our food here and make the drugs here because there are too many stories coming out of China that, these babies are dying because of this melamine in the infant
Plastic.
formula
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. And that scares me. I wish they would just concentrate on the basic things, keep our food safe. If we have homeless people in this country, there's no excuse for that.
Well, we talked about the fact that we are in Brentwood. We're sitting in a house that's almost a couple of $1 million. We are down the street from $5 million houses. 7 miles from here, we could be in downtown Nashville, and we can see Vietnam vets living in cardboard boxes.
Oh, I know it.
Only in America.
Shame.
Only in
shame.
America. It is so important that anybody who has, if you could write a letter, write your senator.
Absolutely.
Write your congressman.
Absolutely.
They work for us. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They work for us. Somebody told me we wrote their paychecks.
I know.
Yeah. And it's time that the voice of America is heard. Your voice has been heard for over 30 years. You share messages and you share your true feelings. And this song reflects your true feelings.
It does. It's very dear to my heart. And I just think of America as our home and that we have to take care of it, and shipping all of our jobs overseas and to other countries, there's a certain amount of that's okay, but we ought to take care of our people first. We don't need a king of the world. We need a president that will be, will put Americans first.
Now, you came from North Carolina, which is a mill country. Their textile industry there forever and ever and ever. What happened to the textile industry in North Carolina? It's
Probably
gone.
And tobacco industry. I used to work in tobacco field. Things have changed. Absolutely.
And what can we do to reverse?
Wow. Don't forget, Donna Fargo has been around for a long, long time. Today we're going to end with my song that she did way many years ago, and my kids thought it was my anthem. Love it, love it, love it. Donna Fargo today continues to battle multiple sclerosis. It was such an honor to get to interview she and Wanda Jackson. We had such a great time. That's what we used to do. We used to go out and visit people and go places and do things, and life has changed because as a realtor, I have to be kind of close to the house, kind of close to the office, kind of close to work. So things changed drastically, but I've enjoyed so many great interviews with so many wonderful people, and what an honor to be able to share those with you today. Now, we are going to leave you with the song that my children really did think was my anthem because I woke up in the morning early and I put it on just about as loud as it'd go, and when I'd get to Cherie's Iron Skillet restaurant, I'd go to the jukebox and I'd hit the number and I'd play that sucker as loud as it would go. Today, make today the day that you are the happiest girl in the whole USA. Sit back and listen to some good music, get out and ride the back roads, and get out and just enjoy a little bit of what God has given us. Please remember today to pray that the UAW and the workers come together and they stop this strike and they don't quit producing American cars. The last thing we need to do is quit producing what we do in America and give it to somebody else. Let's quit giving America away. Here we go. I'll see you again soon, only on ETC.
Shine on me, sunshine, walk with me, world, it's a skippery-doo-dah day. I'm the happiest girl in the whole USA. Good morning, morning.
sunshine. Wake up, sleepyhead. Why'd we move that Bojangle clock so far away from the bed? Just one more minute, that's why we moved it. One more hug or two. Do you love waking up next to me as much as I love waking up next to you? You make the coffee, I'll make the bed. I'll fix your lunch and you fix mine. Now tell me the truth, do these old shoes look funny? Honey, it's almost 9.